This book is making me so mad. I don't want to read it. I'm absolutely done. The yearning. Somebody died, which was great. Good morning, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to continue reading book series I'm in the middle of. Somehow, I'm still in the middle of 21 book series. I thought I had whittled that number down a little bit. Apparently not. I feel like that's the same number I was at when I started. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, we're just gonna be hopefully finishing at least one book series in this video and then continuing a couple of them. So I have a couple of ideas of series I want to continue in this video already. That would be these ones here. So I am about 45% of the way through Glow of the Everflame, which is the second book in the Spark of the Everflame series. So I will definitely be finishing this book in this video. I did get something very fun in the mail this week. Ethereal Dreaming. I'm literally so excited. This is the second and final book in A Study in Drowning series. I am so excited to read this. I've been waiting. And so I'm going to definitely read this in this video, and then I'll finish that series. So that's very exciting. Next, I have Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I am itching to read this book. Ever since I finished Mockingjay, I've been I should read this. I should read this next. Oh, I should read it now, and I just haven't. So it's gonna happen. I'm really excited. I'm honestly disturbingly excited to read Sunrise on the Reaping because I keep seeing people talking about it, making videos about it, and I can't watch this because I don't want spoilers, but I want to be filled in on the hype. And so I'm excited to read this and then read Sunrise on the Reaping. So this is another one I'm thinking about reading for this video. And then the last book I'm thinking of reading is Cress by Marissa Meyer. This is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles series. I'm pretty sure once I finish this book, there's only one left, and that is Winter. And there is a novella, I think it's called Stars Above. I think that's the whole series, and then I'm done. So I'm only halfway through the series right now, but that's exciting. This is fun. Yeah, those are the books I'm thinking of reading for this video. We'll see. I might choose something else. I'm a little bit of a mood reader, so maybe I'll end up reading none of these. We'll find out together. But yeah, like I said, I'm already in the middle of Glow of the Everflame, so let's just continue reading that. Okay, so I just had a little breakfast and I'm still working on my coffee, which is there, but I wanted to give a quick update on Glow of the Everflame. So I'm 45-ish% into this book. I started it actually a couple weeks ago, but what happened was I was getting very frustrated with some choices that characters were making, and it was actually making me mad. It was a rage read. I was getting a lot of secondhand embarrassment, and I was just so frustrated because people were being really stupid, okay? And so I was I can't read this book. And so I had to put it down for a week and a half. I was I cannot even think about reading this. I'm so mad at these characters. I did film a rant clip. I'll insert it here so you can watch it, but just know there are minor spoilers. I don't think anything's that crazy that I said, but again, I mentioned names and I say a couple things, so anyways. So if you don't want spoilers, skip to this timestamp here and you'll be good. Okay, my phone is propped up in a really weird spot, but I wasn't gonna make a video about anything, but I'm so mad. I'm literally furious. I'm reading Glow of the Everflame. I just read chapter 11. I'm so ticked off. Okay, what just happened is Henry, I hate him. I hate Henry so much. Name one good thing he's done. In DM, I'm bugged at her. I'm so bugged at her. I'm just bugged. Okay, I'm so mad. This book is making me so mad. I don't want to read it. I'm absolutely done because I'm so angry and upset. Okay, what's just happened is, I'm so bugged. DM just ran into Henry in the mailroom of the castle. This whole thing, and then she's making all these promises to him that's girl, you don't even want to follow through on these promises. You're just saying it to keep him in your life. That's not right. That's not good. You shouldn't do that. You're using him, and you're also just being an idiot. You're being so stupid. Don't you understand that Luther is a love interest? Don't you get it that Henry is bad for you? Why can't you see this? I can see it. Why can't you see it? Get it together, girl. Figure it out, because I can't handle it. I cannot handle how annoyed I am at you. I'm so bugged at her. I don't even want to read the next chapter. I literally hate Henry so much. I hope he dies. Like, I literally hate him. Luther just walked in on Diem and Henry, and I'm like, this like chapter's gonna be awful. I literally am getting secondhand embarrassment, and I'm just like, girl, you're stupid. Like, I'm so mad. The things that Diem is promising Henry infuriate me. She needs to realize that what the Guardians of the Everflame and Henry are doing is terrible. They're just going to kill a bunch of people. Like, how's that good? How are you okay with that? Like, just realize he's bad for you and cut him out of your life. Like, you don't have to kill him. I'm okay if you kill him, but like, just cut him out of your life. He's not good for you. Anyways, I'm gonna be done right now because I can't read this. I need to like go cool off. Like, I'm actually so frustrated at DM, mostly because like, wake up, girl. Snap out of it. What are you doing? Like, you're so stupid. What are you doing? Anyways, I'm so bugged. I could rant about this and just say the same things over and over and over again. I'm so bugged. Anyways, basically, yeah, I was very frustrated. So what happened was I was like, I'm so mad at this book. I just cannot devote time to it. Like, I am feeling, every time I read this book, I leave feeling super frustrated with these characters. And so what I was doing is I was kind of just reading a chapter here and there, but I was like disturbed by the choices they were making. And it was just like, I'm so mad. But I was reading a few chapters this morning and I was like, ooh, I'm liking this book again, and I was giggling and I was just having a grand old time. So I'm just gonna read this book now. Like, I feel good about it now. I feel like the frustrations of what was happening are over, and now I can like read this and be happy. I do think there's gonna be a lot more frustrating things that come up. I have heard from other people that the FMC is very frustrating at certain moments, and I've already seen that, and I think I'm gonna continue to see that. So, you know, it is what it is. Obviously, you have to think like, hey, if this was a real person in a real scenario and this was actually happening, you would probably act this way a little bit too. Like, she doesn't have all of the information. I have a lot more information than she has. Not really though, because this is told in the first person point of view, so it's not even like I'm getting other people's point of views. But like, whatever, I'm able to see the big picture because I'm not living through it, right? She is. Even though she's fictional, she's living through it. And so I do understand, like, if you're actually in that situation, maybe you would act out a little bit and do stupid things, but I would never do the stupid things she's doing because she's an idiot. But whatever, it's fine. It's fine. I'm far enough away from the thing that was so frustrating to me that I feel okay about it. But if it's gonna come up again, I know it will, and I'm gonna be frustrated all over again, but it's fine. It's fine. So I'm gonna continue reading Glow of the Everflame. Yeah, I think that's all for now. I will update later if and when I have more thoughts. So just know that, yes, there are frustrating parts in this series, but I am overall enjoying it. It is a slow burn, enemies to lovers. In my opinion, it is very one-sided in both those categories, which is fine. I'm not necessarily mad about it. It's not even very strong enemies to lovers, actually. It's more like I don't trust you to lovers. Distrustful to lovers is what it is, I guess. It is still a slow burn. Like I said, though, it's kind of all one-sided. So do with that what you will. But yeah, I'll update if I have anything else I want to say or add in or yap about, so. I hate Henry so much. Like, why do we have to bring him up? I literally hate him. I just finished Glow of the Everflame. What a fun read, but also a frustrating read, as I mentioned earlier. I'm giving this book 4 stars. I enjoyed it so much. I mean, my rating might change later. We shall see what happens. But right now I'm giving it 4 stars. I feel like this series is just a solid romantasy. Like, it's just really fun. There's a good magic system. The yearning is actually top tier. Like, I would put it up there with Cyrus from This Woven Kingdom and Kai Azur. Like, I would actually probably put it above Kai Azur, but Kai also never did it for me like for other people. Like, I've never been head over heels like for him. So do with that what you will. I am still gonna keep Cyrus above Luther, but like, this was such good yearning. Wow. So I think if you're looking for a good fantasy romantasy series, like, start this one. It is unfinished, so just know that going into it. There's only 3 books out. I actually don't know how long the series is going to be. I haven't looked into that at all, but I do think there are a lot of moments when the FMC really, really bothered me. I just think I've said this a couple times now, so I'll try not to harp on it too long, but there was just times where it was like, you are so stupid, like the decision you're making is so stupid. And even more so than that, I felt like she would get really angry at people and kind of like storm off, and I was like, what you're angry about? Like, isn't even viable. Like, it's just like they're saying something, they're literally just telling you something like anybody would, and you're like throwing a fit and getting all mad and storming out. And it's like, okay. So she bothers me a little bit. I feel like she jumps to conclusions a lot. A lot. Like, she just, someone says one thing and then she's like, I knew you hated me. And it's like, what? So she irritates me a little bit. Oh well. I still love the series. I'm having so much fun with it. I actually am just really wanting to start the third book, but I feel like that's a bad idea because the fourth book doesn't come out until next July. So like a year from now. And so I'm gonna be really frustrated if the third book ends on a cliffhanger, which I'm sure it does, and then I'm just like, I have to wait a year to find out what happens. That's not gonna be okay with me. So I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna make myself wait at least like a couple weeks. I can't make myself wait months and months and months, but maybe I can make myself wait till like the end of August. I just love it, and I feel like things are starting to come together, and like maybe the things with the FMC that are bothering me, I feel like she's kind of worked most of it out. I don't know about the anger issues, but the other things where she's making dumb decisions, I feel like she's mostly working it out. And so I'm like, okay, maybe this is okay. I gotta take this off, I'm warm. Okay, but that being said, let's pick our next read. I won't do Heat of the Everflame, even though I already have it on my Kindle. I will do something else, and maybe I'll come back to that later. These were the original options I came up with, so Crest, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and Ethereal Dreaming. I really don't know what I want to read. I feel like I'm not really like itching to pick up Ethereal Dreaming right now, which I know this is the book where right as I start it, I'm gonna be like, oh, why didn't I read this when it first came out? Why did I take so long to read it? I love it so much. Like, I'm gonna do that with this book. I know it. But I don't know. I'm just gonna set it aside. No, I don't feel like I'm that interested in picking this up right now. I also don't really feel that interested in picking this up, but I feel like with both of these books, I'm gonna enjoy both of them. I feel like I'll enjoy this one faster, if that makes sense. Like, it'll take me a minute to get into this book, but I feel like this one, like within the first like 2 chapters, I'll be like hooked. Is this dumb though? Because my last reading vlog I did with like finishing series I'm in the middle of, I read Spark of the Everflame and Mockingjay. And then I'm gonna read Glow of the Everflame and Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I like what I like, okay? What can we say? I'm just gonna read the books I wanna read, and then you're not gonna judge me for it. I'm not gonna judge me for it. Great, sounds good. Pleasure doing business with you. I think I'm gonna read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Okay, this is the choice we're going with, finally. Huh. Oh wow, that's creepy looking. Please ignore like the cut on my lip. My lips have been super dry and then I keep picking at them, and so it's just bleeding, so it's fine, ignore. So it's been a few days since I've checked in. I am on part 2 of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm not gonna... My girl light just turned off, but whatever. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started this book, I was questioning, do I really want to read this? Or do I want to read Heat of the Everflame? Because I just kept wanting to go back to that book and that series, and I was not caring about this one. But that's changed now. It took a couple days, but it's changed. Yeah, so the first couple chapters, I was kind of bored. I was like, okay, I don't care that much about Snow. His name, it is pronounced... I always just want to call him Cornelius. That's not his name. I know it's not his name. If I call him Cornelius, you know what I mean. His name is Coriolanus. So I'm just going to call him Snow. So I was like, I don't care about Snow. I don't care about his past because he's a jerk. Like, nobody likes him. You cannot convince me to like him, right? No matter how hard you try, I'm just going to try to be like, no, I know who you are. Like, you're evil. So I was not that interested to see his origin story. it's the first couple chapters, I was like, I don't really care. And then Lucy Gray, when she was singing, I'm like, I don't really care. But I'm now on part 2, so I've read 10 chapters. I think I'm like a third of the way into this book. I'm really liking it now. And I think before, like, today, I got to, like, chapter 6 or something, and I didn't care that much. I was like, nothing really is going on. So it took me, like, 3 days to get 6 chapters into this book, that's why I was thinking, should I switch? Because I feel like, is this gonna put me in a reading slump? Like, I was scared. So the first 5 chapters I read, I was like, I feel like nothing has happened. Like, when is it gonna get good? Because it's not good right now. I don't care about it. Really, like, thinking back on it though, a lot had happened in the first 5 chapters. Like, you're introduced to all these characters. You're getting, like, the background situation of Snow and his family and, like, whatever. And, like the reaping had happened, and then everyone had been assigned their person, their contestant. Okay, so, like, quite a bit has already happened. But I don't know, it just didn't feel like very much. But then I read chapter 6. Good things start to happen. Meaning bad things start to happen, meaning somebody died, which was great. Not that was actually great, but it was like, ooh, things are starting, things are getting intense. But then today when I read chapter 6 through 10, I was like, ooh, things are starting to happen, people are starting to die. The games haven't started yet, but they're about to start. But things were happening with the mentors and the contestants that were interesting. And you're kind of getting, like, some insight on how, like, twisted the background of, like, these games are. Like, the students, the mentors are like a lot of them are like, we don't like the Hunger Games, or they're just like, there's weird stuff going on with, like, the game makers and, like, all the things. I am really interested to see Snow's character development and how that goes downhill, because obviously he's the villain. I mean, you can already see, like, seeds of where things are going to grow that are not going to be good, where weeds are going to come up, and just where things could easily go wrong. Obviously, he's very prideful. He has a lot of things with his self-image and, like, how he's trying to present himself, and very manipulative, and, like, do whatever he can to get ahead. So that obviously leads him down a very dark, very bad path, which we see in literally all the other Hunger Games books. Like, how does he go from being so sympathetic towards, like, Lucy Gray and, like, the other contestants, and even, like, some of the mentors and stuff? Like, not full, like, he definitely thinks he's above them, but, like, he's still sympathetic. Like, how does he go from that to them being literally evil? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see his downfall. Also, it'll be interesting later when I read Sunrise on the Reaping, it'll be interesting to see if he makes an appearance. Like, was he president during that Hunger Games? Like, I don't know. I literally don't know. I'm also interested to see what's gonna happen with, like, all these side characters in here. Could I tell you one of their names? No, but, like, the other mentors. That one guy whose name starts with an S and has a J in it. What is it? Sejanus? I could be butchering his name. It's fine. Obviously, we know Tigress makes an appearance in Mockingjay. I can't remember if she's in the other books or not, but anyways, it'll be interesting to see if they live, if they die. Anyways, I'm gonna read some more tonight and then give you more thoughts maybe tomorrow. We will see. Depends on how far I get. Yeah, but just know I'm enjoying it. Having a good time. Yep. I'm on chapter 17, about halfway through the book now. I don't think I actually described what this book was about yesterday. I don't know why, I just assumed people know, but I don't know why I assumed that. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is the prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy. So in this book, we are following President Snow from, like, Hunger Games as, like, a teenager in school, and basically he is one of the 24 mentors for the 10th annual Hunger Games. And so we're basically just following him and his character arc and his villain origin story. Because if you didn't know, President Snow is the villain, basically, in the Hunger Games trilogy. We're just following his origin story and, like, kind of seeing how that comes about, which is very interesting. I am curious to see what happens with that, because when I first started reading this book, I was like, okay, I know he's evil, I know he's the villain, so let me not, like, feel sympathetic towards him, let me not get attached to him, because he's just gonna let me down. Like, I already know he's gonna let me down, But now I'm finding myself feeling bad for him, and I'm feeling attached to his character, and I'm like, oh, maybe things will be different. Well, things won't be different. Like, sorry, the other books have already been written. He's evil. I don't have a whole lot more to say than what I said yesterday. I will just add that it is really interesting to see Snow's like inner dialogue, and you can see there's like a war going on where he is fighting with kind of what he grew up knowing of like, ooh, the districts are below me, and like they're kind of like scum of the earth, and we're so much better than them, and we need to remain in control, we being the capital. And then also now that he's learning about people in the districts, mainly with Lucy Gray, and like learning that, oh, they're actually not that bad, and oh, they actually had a really rough upbringing. And he's kind of, I don't know, realizing that they're human and they're real people. And it's just interesting seeing the back and forth of like him discovering all these things about the districts and people in the districts, and then like still battling with what he grew up knowing and then what people around him are saying. It's been an enlightening read. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I think that's my whole update. But I'm gonna sit here and read for a little bit because I can. I'm about to read the last chapter of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, so let's see how this goes. I have a bad feeling. Very interesting. Yesterday I finished About Songbirds and Snakes. I have so many thoughts on this book, but I don't know what I can say without it being a spoiler, so I'm gonna tread carefully. I thought this book was so interesting. I knew nothing basically at all going into it, besides like I'd seen a trailer a couple years ago for the movie. I kind of had an idea of what the characters look like because of the movie trailer, and like I knew it was about Coriolanus Snow. I really enjoyed this book. Like I said at the beginning, the first few chapters were a little hard for me to get through. I felt kind of bored, but I think that had more to do with the fact that I had just finished reading Heat of the Everflame. Wait, Heat or Glow? Whichever one the second book was, I mix up those titles all the time. But I just finished that book, and so I was really wanting to read the third book, but then I made myself read this book, and so I kind of set myself up for disaster that way. But once I got to like chapter 6, I started to really, really love this book. I thought it was going to be really interesting to see Coriolanus's villain arc, and just kind of where he started, and then knowing obviously where he is now in like the Hunger Games trilogy. The last couple chapters, I did feel like some things happened, and then his response / reaction to what happened felt a little out of character for me at first, because I was like, whoa, we've been kind of working through this character development throughout the book, and then it felt like all of a sudden you took 20 steps backwards and now whatever. But then I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, you know, this actually checks out with like the core of who his character is, and even like what his first thoughts go to and what his tendencies are, and like, so I decided it makes sense for who he is. But it was really interesting to read, like just the inner battle he was having of, I was raised capital, and I was raised to think that I'm above everybody, and like I'm basically like better than literally everybody else, even other people in the capital. And then him kind of learning like, oh, these people in the districts are actually human too, and they like also have good qualities about them, and they're not all bad, and maybe we're not so different. And then people kind of giving him their thoughts on the Hunger Games and just their thoughts on the Capitol, and how he's kind of hearing opinions he's never heard before, and opinions that people have been too scared in the Capitol to say. So that was interesting, just seeing how he took that information and then like what he did with it, and how that changed or didn't change his thoughts. So I did really enjoy reading this book. I had a great reading experience. I don't know yet when I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna sit on it a little bit longer and think about it. I will hopefully, by the time I wrap up this video, will know what I'm giving it, but I did have a great time. So the next book I'm gonna read, the other ones I had mentioned at the beginning of the video are Theory and Dreaming and Cress. I really don't know which one. I'm gonna decide later. I have some errands to run, so I'm not gonna read right now anyways, but I will decide later and we will find out what I choose. Okay, it has been a hot minute since I have talked to you last. Like, it's been a while. Like a week almost. Here's what's going on. Okay, so I've started Cress. I am about a third of the way through on chapter 21. I've honestly just been audiobooking it the whole time. I'm in the process of moving, and so I have just like a lot of areas I'm trying to clean, and I'm trying to just get rid of things and put stuff in boxes and all of that. So I've just been actually audiobooking Cress, but I've been super busy all of last week, which is why I haven't talked to you in a week. But I am about to tackle an area in my room. I have not decided which area yet, so I thought I would give a little update on my thoughts on Cress before I put in my earbuds and listen to a little bit more of the book. So, if you didn't know, Cress is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. Each one is a princess retelling. So the first one is Cinder. That one is a Cinderella retelling. The second one is Scarlet, which is a Red Riding Hood retelling. And then this one, Cress, is a Rapunzel retelling. So they're all retellings of different princesses, but it's all combined into one story. Cinder's still working on her plot and she's doing what she needs to do, but you're gaining new characters. Anyways, when I read Scarlet, I was not a big fan of the first like third of the book because there was just so much recap of what had happened in the first book, Cinder, and it was just like, okay, I read them back to back, so I was like, okay, I just read this, I know exactly what just happened, and so I was like, I don't need all this recap, like I really don't need to see what just happened, you know, whatever. And so I was like, oh, this is kind of annoying. The first 150 pages, that's what it was, and I was like, okay. And so I was not wanting to pick up Cress right away because I was pretty sure that was going to happen again. And it did happen, but not that much. Not like 100 pages worth. There was more like, I mean, it was strewn throughout the first maybe 50 pages. And I actually found it helpful this time around because I read Scarlet a few months ago. So it was a good refresh. I don't know, the first like 10%, I was like, do I like this series? Do I even like care about these characters? Should I just DNF? Or I was thinking after this book, maybe I won't finish the series. I was having these thoughts. And now I'm like, I'm liking it. I don't feel like this is a 5-star series or anything. I feel like it's a good like 3 to 4-star series. It's just fun. I do love a good fairy tale retelling. So that's pretty fun. Every book has their own couple, and so I do enjoy reading about each one and kind of like how they meet, and it is always very cute and I like it. The romance is starting to bloom a little bit and I am enjoying it. I do feel like these books are longer than they need to be. At least I'm feeling that way with Cress. I can't really remember with Scarlet or Cinder, but I thought I was almost done. Not almost done. I thought I was a good 50 to 60 to maybe even 70% into this book, and then I checked and I'm like 30% in. I was like, oh wow, like these books are just longer than they need to be. Yeah, I'm just gonna put in my earbuds and listen to Cress as I get a couple things done just for a little bit. And yeah, just wanted to give you a really quick update on my thoughts so far, and I will try to check back in sooner than I have been, so. The goal is to finish today on chapter 56. Okay, I have about an hour before we're gonna watch the new episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I took a shower, that's why my hair is straight now. So I'm gonna try to read as much as I can between then. How many pages do I have left? I'm on page 507 out of, 550. So I have like 43 pages left. So I'm gonna try to finish this. Man, I'm gonna watch me read this and get to like right before the ending, and then we're watching our show. which is fine. I'm literally so excited to watch the show, but like, that's gonna be annoying. Watch that happen. I will say I'm really liking the couple in this book. I think they are so cute. I think they might be my favorite couple so far. I feel like if I say who the couple is, that's kind of a little bit of a spoiler, so I won't say. But I really like them. I feel like my couple ranking so far, they're not even together, but I know, obviously you know. But number 1, number 2 might be the couple in Scarlet. I might really like that couple more. Here's the thing, the couple in the first book, Cinder, I feel like they didn't get enough screen time, you know? And so I feel like I will like them more once I see them together more and them interacting together more. Because it's the 3rd book and they're not together yet. So it's kind of like, okay, they haven't done enough for me to really care about them. So maybe in the last book, we'll get a lot of scenes between the 2 of them. Yeah, I'm really liking this couple a lot. So that's super fun. Makes the read definitely more enjoyable. Last time I updated, I had about 50 to 100 pages left in Crest. I have since finished. I did not finish it that same day like I wanted to, but I finished it nonetheless. So I really enjoyed this book. It definitely at the beginning was a little bit of a slow start for me. I think coming off of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was a little rough, but I did overall enjoy it. I think I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. I will say these books are kind of long-winded. They're pretty chunky and I don't feel like they need to be quite as long as they are. I'm not mad about it because I do enjoy the characters and I do enjoy like each book getting new characters and there's a new romance in each book, but it does feel like, okay, the story should wrap up now. Like, I think I would enjoy the series more if they were interconnected standalones rather than just a series. I don't know, I just feel like that would have made each book, it would have made each book more enjoyable, and then also just, it wouldn't have felt like the plot was dragging on and just the books were overly long and there was no conclusion. Like, I think I just would have enjoyed it more, but what can you do? I think there's only one left, Winter, and then I think there is a novella, Stars Above. There's a chance there's another novella, but I'm not actually sure. So I am almost done with the series, which is exciting because I love actually completing book series. But anyways, I think that's all I have to say on Cress. With that though, I think that is all for this video. Just a quick recap. I started with reading Glow of the Everflame, and I read that on my Kindle. I loved that book so much. I do think it was the right decision to wait and not read Heat of the Everflame yet. I am gonna read it soon, but I think it was just the right decision to wait. I gave that one 4 stars. After Heat of the Everflame, I picked up Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I think I'm ending on giving it 4.25 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was super interesting and super fun. I don't know if fun actually is the right word. It was just interesting. But I'm so excited to read Sunrise on the Reaping, and I don't own it yet, but I'm gonna read it soon. Is it true? Is there one more book that has been confirmed for this Hunger Games world, or what? Do we know? I haven't looked into it, but I thought I already saw that somewhere, but I could be wrong. Anyways, I thought this book was great. I loved it. And then the last book I read was Crest by Marissa Meyer, and like I said before, I think I'm giving it like 3.5 stars, which I feel like that has been, it might have been true for all the books in the series so far. I think I might have given all of them 3.5 stars so far. So it's not like the best series in the world, but it is good. It is fun. I do love a good princess retelling. And so if you're into that, here you go. It is interesting though, because after reading Glow of the Everflame, I remember I had said that it was a little bit of a hard start for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I didn't really get into it until like 6 or 7 chapters in. And the same thing happened with Cress, where it was after reading Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and loving it, it was a hard start for Cress, but it was just interesting. I was having to get off the high of the previous book. But with that, I think that is the end of this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm getting closer and closer to finishing these series, which is very exciting. I have 1 book left in the Lunar Chronicles, if we don't count the novella, and 1 book left in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, unless more come out. And actually, that's also true for Spark of the Everflame. I just read the 2nd book, and so I only have 1 more book that's currently out. And then Burn of the Everflame, the 4th book, comes out. I feel like it's in July of next year, 2026. So quite a wait on those. But I am slowly but surely making my way through these series, which is very exciting. And just I feel very accomplished. But anyways, that is the end of this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. It was definitely over a longer span than normal, but that's okay. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.